Annabeth's eyes widened. The old story? A sailor passing by the coast of Pistos heard a voice crying from the shore. Tell them the great god Pan is dead. But that wasn't true, Grover said. Your kind never believed it, Pan said. You sweet, stubborn satyrs refused to accept my passing, and I love you for that. But you only delayed the inevitable. You only prolonged my long, painful passing, my dark twilight sleep. It must end. No! Grover's voice trembled. Dear Grover, Pan said, you must accept the truth. Your companion, Nico, he understands. Nico nodded slowly. He's dying. He should have died a long time ago. This is more like a memory. But gods can't die, Grover said. They can fade, Pan said. When everything they stood for is gone, when they cease to have power and their sacred places disappear. The wild, my dear Grover, is so small now, so shattered, that no god can save it. My realm is gone. That is why I need you to carry a message. You must go back to the council. You must tell the satyrs and the dryads and all the other spirits of nature that the great god Pan is dead. Tell them of my passing, because they must stop waiting for me to save them. I cannot. The only salvation you must make yourself. Each of you must. He stopped and frowned at the dodo bird, who had started humming again. Didi, what are you doing? Pan demanded. Are you singing Kumbaya again? Didi looked up innocently and blinked her yellow eyes. Pan sighed. Everybody's a cynic. But as I was saying, my dear Grover, each of you must take up my calling. But no, Grover whimpered. Be strong, Pan said. You have found me, and now you must release me. You must carry my spirit. It can no longer be carried by a god. It must be taken up by all of you. Pan looked straight at me with clear blue eyes, and I realized he wasn't just talking about the satyrs. He meant half-bloods too, and humans, everyone. Percy Jackson, God said, I know what you've seen today. I know your doubts, but I give you the news. When the time comes, you will not be ruled by fear. He turned to Annabeth. Daughter of Annabeth, your time is coming. You will play a great role, though it may not be the role that you imagined. Then he looked at Tyson. Master Cyclops, do not despair. Heroes rarely live up to our expectations. But you, Tyson, your name shall live among the Cyclopses for generations. And Miss Rachel Dare. Rachel flinched when he said her name. She backed up like she was guilty of something. But Pan only smiled. He raised his hand in a blessing. I know you believe you cannot make amends, he said, but you are just as important as your father. Rachel faltered. A tear traced her cheek. I know you don't believe this now, Pan said, but look for opportunities. They will come. Finally, he turned back to Grover. My dear satyr, Pan said kindly, will you carry my message? I can't. You can, Pan said. You are the strongest and bravest. Your heart is true. You have believed in me more than anyone ever has, which is why you must bring the message, and why you must be the first to release me. I don't want to. I know, the god said, but my name, Pan, originally meant rustic. Did you know that? But over the years it has come to mean all. The spirit of the wild must pass to all of you now. You must each tell everyone you meet, if you would find Pan, take up Pan's spirit, remake the wild, a little at a time, each in your own corner of the world. You cannot wait for anyone else, even a god, to do that for you. Grover wiped away his tears. Then he stood slowly. I've spent my whole life looking for you. Now, I release you. Pan smiled. Thank you, my dear satyr. My final blessing. He closed his eyes, and the god dissolved. White mist divided into wisps of energy, but this kind of energy wasn't scary like the blue power that I'd seen from Kronos. It filled the room. A curl of smoke went straight into my mouth and Grover's and the others. But I think a little more of it went into Grover. The crystals dimmed. The animals gave us a sad look. Didi the dodo sighed. Then they all turned gray and crumbled to dust.